All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Valsa Williams. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to embark on a three-nation visit to Rwanda, Uganda and South Africa this afternoon. Government slashes minimum annual deposit requirement under Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana from 1,000 to 250 rupees. Maharashtra government to implement 7th Pay Commission from Diwali in November this year. Government selects 734 athletes for Khelo India scholarships to nurture sporting talents. Indian hockey team thrashes New Zealand 4-0 in final test to complete a series whitewash in Bengaluru. India bags 8 medals including 2 gold at Junior Asian Wrestling Championship in New Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will leave on a three-nation visit to Rwanda, Uganda and South Africa today. In the first leg of his 5-day visit, Mr. Modi will reach Rwanda today. India will extend 2 lines of credit of $100 million each for agriculture and industrial sectors to Rwanda during his 2-day visit to that country. Secretary, Economic Relations and External Affairs Ministry T.S. Tirumurthy said Mr. Modi will have an interaction with the Indian community there.
This is a historic visit. It will be the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister to Rwanda. Rwanda is an important gateway to Eastern Africa, and we have elevated our bilateral relations with Rwanda to the level of a strategic partnership.
The Prime Minister will meet the leadership of Rwanda and will be accorded a ceremonial reception. India will also give 200 cows to Rwanda during the visit as part of an initiative to foster brotherhood and prosperity. The Prime Minister will be accompanied by a high-level business delegation. Tomorrow, Mr. Modi will leave for Uganda, where he will call on the President. He will have delegation-level talks and will address the Indian community. Mr. Modi will also address the Parliament of Uganda. 2 lines of credit worth $164 million will be extended to Uganda during the visit. On the last leg of his visit, Prime Minister Modi will reach South Africa on Wednesday to attend the 10th BRICS Summit at Johannesburg. The government has reduced the minimum annual deposit requirement for accounts under Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana to 250 rupees from 1,000 rupees earlier. The move will enable more people to take advantage of the Girl Child Savings Scheme. The government has amended the Sukanya Samriddhi Account Rules 2016 for the purpose. The minimum initial deposit to open the account has also been reduced to 250 rupees. Union Minister Arun Jaitley in his 2018-19 budget speech had said that Sukanya Samriddhi Account scheme launched in January 2015 has been a great success. Till November 2017, more than 1.26 crore accounts have been opened across the country in the name of girl children, securing an amount of 19,183 crore rupees. Under the scheme, a parent or legal guardian can open an account in the name of the girl child until she attains the age of 10 years. As per the government notification on the scheme, the account can be opened in any post office branch and designated public sector banks. The centre is considering the possibility of amending the Indian Penal Code to define mob lynching as a penal offence. A senior government official said another option being considered is to draft a model law that states can adopt to prevent incidents of mob lynching. The Supreme Court had on the 17th of this month asked the government to consider enacting a new law to deal effectively with incidents of mob lynching. The official said the centre is examining the Apex Court order and it will take some time before the government firms up its stand. The Maharashtra government will implement the recommendations of the 7th Pay Commission for its employees from Diwali in November this year. Our correspondent has the details.
19 lakh employees in Maharashtra will get a pay hike from Diwali this year. This fulfills the long-pending demand of these employees. Finance Minister Sudhir Mungantiwar said that the 7th Pay Commission will be our Diwali gift to employees. This will put a financial burden of 21,530 crore rupees on the state exchequer. The Finance Department has already made provisions of rupees 10,000 crore in its annual budget presented in March this year. Gopal Chipalkatti, AIR News, Mumbai.
BJP President Amit Shah has instructed Maharashtra unit of the party to start preparing for the general elections on their own without depending on party ally Shiv Sena. Participating in a booth-level workers' Vistarak meeting yesterday, Mr. Shah said the decision regarding alliance with Shiv Sena will be taken at a higher forum, but the state-level party should go ahead for preparations for the ensuing elections. A core group of union and state ministers from Maharashtra has been formed for preparing the party for the elections. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The Bihar government has increased diesel subsidy for farmers from the existing 40 rupees to 50 rupees per litre in view of drought-like situation in the state. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar also reduced electricity price for agricultural purposes from 96 paise to 75 paise per unit. He chaired a meeting of Crisis Management Group yesterday and directed officials concerned to take necessary steps for the relief to farmers. The state government also decided to increase the supply of electricity to the rural areas from existing 14 to 16 hours to at least 16 to 18 hours. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari will launch development projects worth 5,400 crore rupees in Guna district of Madhya Pradesh today. He will inaugurate 188 kilometers of newly constructed road of 3 national highways and lay the foundation stone for 226-kilometer road of 5 national highways at a function at Lal Parade ground in Guna. In Uttar Pradesh, 2 persons were killed when a 5-story under-construction building collapsed in Dasna area of Ghaziabad district yesterday. Local MP and Minister of State for External Affairs V.K. Singh reached the spot last night and took stock of the rescue operation. A report from our correspondent.
4 teams of National Disaster Relief Force (NDRF) are engaged in rescue and relief operations round the clock. 9 persons were saved by civilians and NDRF rescuers. Named FIR has been lodged against the builder, owner of the land and a broker, and some persons by Ghaziabad Development Authority officials. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has asked the Commissioner to probe into the incident. He has also announced financial assistance of 2 lakh rupees to next kin of his deceased and 50,000 to the injured. Recently, 2 multi-story buildings collapsed in Greater Noida, claiming 9 lives. Sunil Shukla, AIR News, Lucknow.
The Swachh Bharat mission was launched on the 2nd of October 2014 by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to clean up the streets, roads and infrastructure of the country's cities, smaller towns and rural areas. The objectives of the mission include to achieve an open defecation-free India by constructing 90 million toilets in rural and urban areas by the 2nd of October 2019 to commemorate the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. In Assam, more than 88% works have been completed under the Swachh Bharat mission. Here is a ground report from our Dibrugarh correspondent.
In Assam, over 94,500 toilets have been constructed under the Swachh Bharat mission, and 601 villages are declared ODF under 18 Gram Panchayats in Dibrugarh district alone. Prabin Gogoi, a marginal farmer of Jokai area of Dibrugarh, said that after getting independent toilet with the help of this mission, his health has improved a lot.
We are feeling the positive impact on our health after getting the facility of independent toilets in our households. Earlier, we were suffering from various diseases which are gradually coming down now.
Another beneficiary, Rajiv Gogoi, said that with the construction of independent toilets in each house, there is a huge relief for women in the area.
Having toilets in our households is such a great relief, particularly for the women. Now they feel secure and living with dignity. Earlier, women were the worst sufferer as sometimes they have to go outside even in nights. But now they have access to safe and private toilets with the help of Swachh Bharat mission.
These independent toilets are not only providing great relief to each household, but are also considered as a success in achieving better sanitation for rural population. With the report of Debojit Kotoki from Dibrugarh, Punita Bakshi for AIR News.
A total of 734 youngsters were shortlisted for scholarship under the Khelo India Talent Development Scheme. The scheme is a unique program to nurture sporting talent. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Rajyavardhan Rathore said transformational changes have been introduced in Indian sports. He pointed out that Catch Them Young is no longer a slogan but visible in the government's action. Here is a report.
The selected athletes will get training at government-accredited residential academies. An annual stipend of 1,20,000 rupees will be given to each player on a quarterly basis to meet their out-of-pocket and other expenses and treatment of injuries. Various private, state and SI academies have been accredited for the first time to create a strong ecosystem for nurturing the talent. A high-powered committee accredited 21 non-SAI academies as well. The plan is to develop more such academies so that young athletes can get access to the best training without having to travel long distances. Tripti Srivastav, AIR News.
Indian men's hockey team thrashed New Zealand 4-0 in the third and final test to complete a series whitewash in Bengaluru yesterday. India's chief coach Harendra Singh expressed satisfaction with his team's performance in the series ahead of the 18th Asian Games to be held in the twin cities of Jakarta and Palembang in Indonesia from the 18th of August to the 2nd of September. India won 8 medals in the Junior Asian Wrestling Championship, which concluded in New Delhi yesterday. The medals comprised 2 gold, 3 silver and as many bronze. Iran with 189 points topped the team championship. India with 173 points finished second, while Uzbekistan with 128 points came third. The News Services Division of All India Radio in its weekly bilingual live phone-in program Public Speak will bring you a discussion tonight on fake news or Sarkar Dwara Iske Rokthaam Ke Upay. This can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. Listeners can ask questions to the experts sitting in our studio on toll-free telephone number 1-800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Abhishek Kumar.
Thank you, Valsa. The first meeting of the Congress Working Committee under Rahul Gandhi is highlighted in most papers. Congress to focus on state alliances in 2019 push is the lead in the Hindustan Times. The Asian Age headlines, CWC authorizes Rahul to firm up alliances for 2019. Congress takes Rahul for PM line. CWC says yes to tie-ups, states the Times of India. 3 terrorists who kidnapped, killed J&K cop neutralized, reports the Pioneer. Rajasthan cops first took cows to shelter, then lynching victim to hospital. Battered man died without medical help, reads the Times of India. Police to probe lapses in Alwar lynching case, notes the Hindustan Times. Public sector banks set to close 1/3 of branches outside India to cut costs and preserve capital, informs the Indian Express. 600 Indians in Qatar for World Cup infrastructure stranded with no pay for 6 months, writes the Hindustan Times of the plight of migrant workers involved in construction work for the 2022 Football World Cup. Dealers protest as oil companies seek information on caste, faith, constituency of staff, apparently to provide training and certification, reports the Tribune. Market prices way below new MSPs in key mandis, upwards of 20% for 10 crops and above 40% for 3, highlights the Financial Express. The last survivor of the Buradi home, whose 11 members were found dead in an apparent case of mass suicide, died of heart failure, writes the Hindustan Times in a box item. And finally, the Times of India says, this Indian engineer is the brain behind Alexa of Rohit Prasad, an engineer from Ranchi, Jharkhand, who breathed life into Alexa and led the technology side of the project almost from its inception 5 years ago, making Alexa a household name. And with that, it's back to you, Valsa.
Thank you, Abhishek. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to embark on a 3-nation visit to Rwanda, Uganda and South Africa this afternoon. Government slashes minimum annual deposit requirement under Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana from 1,000 to 250 rupees. Maharashtra government to implement 7th pay commission from Diwali in November this year. Government selects 734 athletes for Khelo India scholarships to nurture sporting talents. Indian hockey team thrashes New Zealand 4-0 in final test to complete a series whitewash in Bengaluru, and India bags 8 medals including 2 gold at Junior Asian Wrestling Championship in New Delhi. And with that we end the morning news. Have a nice day.